this video, I'm going to be properly confused with trying to fit windows and doors. Right then, we got battered by wind and rain last night, so glad in the last video I got the roof done. Hasn't got gutters yet, that can come later. I need to fill these big holes, 3 big holes. So, windows and doors. Now, the continuing saga of my BillyOH Winchester workshop. It doesn't mention windows and doors in here, it just mentions window frames. But even then, it doesn't go into enough detail. So it says ensure that you've got the right distance, which that's mainly on the door, for the door to fit, yeah, cool. But there's a lot of bits of wood that aren't described anywhere. But also, until you actually open up the hinges and door handles little packs, you find that you've got 2 extra sets of instructions. One for the windows, one for the doors. They're almost identical, just a different shape. But in here, it's got how to hang the hangers on the edges, how to put all the furnishings in, put the beading in. So I have to go through the wood like I've done before. But I've just discovered that the windows and the doors aren't actually square. The windows are pretty good. They're a bit of a tight fit. I'll now sand the edges of them slightly. I double checked my window frames. This one was a little bit off, but you can unscrew it and give it a bit of a thump with a hammer. Job done. These are fairly spot on. I think I might need to move this in, but my door frame, the one, is off by about 4mm, which is enough for it not to quite fit. So, which is a real pain. So I think I'm going to have to get, actually I haven't got a sander or plane, I'm going to have to get something to take the edges of that off. But let's go through what we've got in here. So it doesn't mention all the way through, let's get a window frame. This is one of the window frames. So it's got beading around the inside, it's nice and solid. They fit quite well. It catches a little bit, they're quite stiff, which at the minute isn't a problem. I can fix that afterwards. So you've got your windows with your beading. So in the pack, and it says remove spacers, that sort of thing. You've also got window beading to go around the inside. Cool, so I've got 4 long ones, 4 short ones, because two windows. That's cool, easy peasy. That's those done. Put that down there. And then you've got the same for the doors, just a bigger version of exactly the same thing. The doors are all cut out with the door locks and handle bits ready. That's cool, so I've got 4 of those and the 4 short ones for each pane. Might be able to see just in the corner, there's the glazing. It's only single layer plastic at the minute. Might change that, so I'm not going to, when I pin those in, I'm not going to put them in thrillingly tightly, because I think they're going to be coming out fairly quickly. But that's the windows, cool. But then you've got the bare frames. So you've got beading to go around the frames, which is very confusing. So I've got 4 top and bottom here. Cool, they're a little bit long, just about, but cool. 4 of them, absolutely fine. Then you've got 4 uprights, again, absolutely fine. So that's the windows. But for the doors, you've got 2 for each side here. That's it, job done. And then you've got 2 for the top and the bottom, job done. And then you've got this extra one, which is the cloaking strip for the middle, so the one door doesn't come past the other one. Cool, absolutely fine. Now these all fit. So it means my measurements are right. Cool. And again, same at the bottom. Job done. That one's a little bit tighter. So that's the one I'm going to have to knock that inwards a little bit. I'm just going to undo the screws a little bit. Absolutely fine. But it doesn't actually say on the instructions when to put these in. So they're not there. Now I'm not sure whether I should have done it a little while ago. I don't think it makes any difference, but I'm going to put them in now. But I want to paint everything because all the windows and doors are going to be black to match the frames. And it's almost sunny, so although I'm going to have to sand some edges, I'm going to paint them first to get the awkward bits in and then let that dry while I then install these, and then I should be fine. to carry on. But it's very confusing. So let's crack on. But as it says in the instructions, it must say it 15 times, is sort the wood out into little bits. Because in the instructions it said remove packing strip, remove that. And I didn't have any packing strips, but these were all floating around in the other wood, and it's really badly sanded. So they almost look like these could be the packing strips. So don't throw a single bit of wood away. That'd be the lesson I've learned, because luckily I'd got these all in the shed. I thought they were surplus. I knew those, the thin ones were fine, but these ones, it wasn't obvious. Phew! And I can't quite see why they didn't put them in, because they give you those bits pre-assembled. A little bit weird. So anyway, I'll crack on. Beading painted, just that bit at the minute. I was going to do it outside, but then it started hammering it down with rain. It's just paused for the minute. So these are still wet, but it doesn't make any difference because they're going into black frames. I just wanted to get the underside, get it all protected, and then when it's in, I can paint it again. So it doesn't say in the instructions at all how to fit these, but you do get a mystery amount of nails. I'm presuming you nail them in. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, it look nicer than screws. So I'm guessing that's what it is. So I've got 4 short ones, 4 medium ones, 4 slightly bigger ones. So cool. So I need these 8 first. So let's try one of these. I think some of them might be too long. They go in here. Oh, look at that. They're going to need a little bit of fitting and fiddling. Right, some of them have got knots and things in, so I'm going to try and put these. So that one, I'm going to be at the top, facing out, because then you're not going to see it ever, because the hinge is at the top. So this one's a nice-ish one. It's got a big knot in it. That's better. That one's nicer. So let's try that one down there. Well, they're a tight fit. Let's use my little hammer. Cool. Not sure how many nails to put in, but I don't think I'll need many, because that's flush with the front. Actually, I think I probably only need one in the middle. And let's put that one at the top. So the knot, let's face it outside. And then you're never going to see it. Oh yes, a little bit, there we go. Need nailing, but I will. Miracle if I can get this in the right place. Cool. And then a longer one. Let's see what we've got. Any knots or anything on this one? No. So hopefully that fits there. It does. Nice and tight, which is good. Maybe just a touch of persuasion. There we go. go. Cracking job. Right, these will need a few. Put one in the middle first because it's got a little bit of a bow in it. Cool. Let's try a little hammer is a bit better. Big hammer's a little bit rough for it. Cool. Cool. So now that's in, covered in fingerprints, just going to give it a one over with a brush. But then I'm safe in the sand, then I'm safe in the knowledge that all of the underside of that's sealed. And this will get a second paint anyway, but gets rid of any nasty fingerprints. Evens out the wood. Job done. Right then, that's that frame done. Just painted it all, nailed in, lovely, ready for the window to sit on the outside because they open outwards. So I'm now just going to do the same over here. I won't bore you with that one. See you in a minute. Right, that's both windows done. I put the beading around, nailed it in. They fit really well actually. They're a bit of a bow, so it means it's putting some pressure on. So that's cool, because they've no gaps at all. So those are in. So now that's both of them done. Now the same for the door, which is a little bit different, but I've painted it the same. So on with that one. So, it has just absolutely hammered it down with hail. And that's why I really want to get these windows and doors in. It didn't actually come in that much, probably about a foot of wet coming in, which is quite surprising considering it was hailing. But it's 10 degrees. So, yeah, okay, it's the end of the year, but I didn't expect hail. Anyway, right then, so I've got the window frames and the door frames over there, and they're going to be painted, but I want to get them in. So first, I'm not going to put the glass in them yet, but with your extra instructions, you also then get 3 more bags with instructions for doors, the windows. They're practically the same, but these are tiny and they're written really, really small. So not the best, but I'm going to try and figure these out. So you get your instructions and then you get 3 bags. One's got all of your door hardware in and door handles, all the hinges and the locks, etc., etc. So I'm going to do that one third. Then you've got 2 more. And in here, let's see what we've got. Move those out of the way. So we've got, yeah, the opener and lots of little bags. It's all separate. Window latch, screws for those, and the bits and bobs there. Another couple of bags of medium-sized screws. And then these are the hinges, I guess. Cool. I've got 3 hinge. Okay, yes. So you've got a hinge, then you've got a no, that's wrong. Okay, no, fine. There we go. So we've got a hinge and an adjuster. So that goes in. Let's Screw that in. Put me neck. Very long adjustment. If it was off that far, you need shooting. So, quite stiff actually. I'll put it in so far because then, so you've got your hinge and the plate, and then that one drops in, job done, and then that's your hinge. So I'm guessing that goes on the building and that goes on the window because they're different sizes. Two of them, so, and then you've got your screws for those, and then you've got your window latch, and then you've got the adjuster as well, and the window frame's over there. So let's have a quick look. Bear with me, please hold. A man reading instructions, how unusual. So, window fixings, yep, fine. So, let's see what we've got. These are printed really badly. The others are really good. There we go. So, glazing, you can either have customer glazed or pre-glazed. You can also have Georgian bars. I don't like them, I prefer just a plain straight. Then it gives you a big long list of bits. So, window hinge. I thought they opened at the top. They don't, they open at the sides. Okay, cool. So I need to tape measure, so, okay, these ones goes on the windows. Goes on the windows? These ones go on the windows. And the 150mm from the top, and they need to be flush with the edge. It's this door frame, but it's a window. Okay, back in 2 minutes. Let's go and get my tape measure. Camera just stopped recording. No idea why, but I was in the middle of making a mistake, so I've just fixed it. So, the beading I want on the inside. So I want this facing outwards, so that when you put the glass in on this side, that's going to be on the inside of the building, because then it's more waterproof. I just marked out, and I actually put one on the other side. Remember, the hinges are going on the outside of the building because it's windows opening outwards. Otherwise, it wouldn't have anywhere to go. So I was starting to put the hinges in the wrong place. So I need these 150mm from the top. So let's start again. So I measure down 150mm. Just there. Grab a hinge and a drill. It's got to go flush with the edge. Try and get a screw slap bang in the middle. The hole. So what I tend to do is put one in a bit, and then with the opposite one, this is when I position it properly, but you want that flush there, and then if you aim to try and get the tip snap bang in the middle of the hole, the countersink actually pulls it into place. There we go, lovely job. So there's the other two. Oh, the joy. If you wonder why I look at it weird, I've got bifocals. So for the close stuff, I'm looking through the bottom, so I have to sort of do this. Looks a bit weird on camera. Right, that's that one done. Now I want one here. So same thing, 150mm. Put some there we go. So that's those bits in. First bit done. Back to the instructions. So A. These instructions aren't very good. Right, glazed. So it's that parts. Let's fold it over like that. There we go. Right then. Hinge must be flush with the edge of the door frame, even though it's a window. 2 people are required. Well, that's not going to happen. So wind this in so that's maximum of 5mm. Cool. Okay, we can do that. Right, they're quite stiff threads. It's going to be the same on both hinges, well that's understandable. Does it go? There's one. There's another. And these hinges. Right, it's going to hinges. Just got to think. So the hinges are going on. It's going that way around. I want the hinges. How do I want them to actually? Helps if you think which way you want to open them. I want them to open that way, don't I? So this one's going to be that one because I've put them on the wrong side. So cool. So those go in there. That goes on the wall. Great stuff. Okay, let me just double check. 2 people are required to hold the window at all times. Well, that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera around, and then I'm going to try this window in that frame over there. Right then, window. So this only just fits in here at the minute. Cool. Up against the others. I've got a gap at the top, so I need a little bit of card just to pack it out at the bottom, lift it up. There we go, so a little bit of a shim at the bottom to hold that up. That up against there. Just counted and I've got a screw missing. So I've got my hinges, screws. So these drop in here and it wants that at the edge of the frame. So to get that flush, I need to wind these in a little bit more. Let's pop that out. That's fully adjusted, so one, bring it one back. And I'm going to do the same down here. And back in place. And then that should be there. Cool. And then another one here. These will probably fall out, but I'm just putting it, yeah, I told you. I just want to put it in just to try it first. Okay, that looks pretty good. Cool. Let's put that in my pocket, put those in my pocket. And I'll just do one screw. And then this one. Cool. Now, let's take this out. Oh, look at that. And then in theory that should pop off. Or not. There we go. Bit of convincing. Then you can see the other screws. That wasn't quite straight. This pocket. And that screw's hidden behind the hinge. That's cool. And I've only got one left. Let's just go and find another screw. Triple check that's straight. Right, just going to find another screw. Luckily that's a very common size, so I have got more. There we go. Let's try putting it back on. Missed. Oops. There we go. Thought that might catch a little bit. Not catching at the bottom though. So let's see if I can wind this in one more. I'm actually not sure why it says do it flush, because then that defeats the object of the alignment. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the screws. If I can. It's a pain. It says on the instructions, put that flush and that flush with the edges and the edge. But then that takes out, you've got an adjustment there. So actually, this one I've actually got in slightly. I've done it, well, in theory that was wrong, and it's better. Try and get around the head of the screws off. Right. Yeah, it's definitely not going to go in any further. So I'm going to disagree with the instructions. The thing is, you've got an adjustment there of quite a long way. And it says, put this flush to the edge there, put that flush to the edge there. But then that gives you no actual adjustment, because that's wound all the way in. It says no more than 5 mil. So actually, you want it out a little bit. So, but the annoying thing is now I've drilled those, it's going to be very close to the old holes. Give it a go. Just going to put one in, just over from the existing. There we go. Go. Oops. Another one. There we go. So now I've actually got only about a 1.5 mil, 2 mil. Let's try that again. Oops. There we go. And it fits. So, ignore the instructions, don't do it flush, give it a bit of a gap. But, oh, get that. Right then, now I need some door furniture, window furniture. Now we've got the adjusting arm for the window. Let's take that out. There we go. And that's got 2 little brackets. So it'll go that way, won't it? So, yeah. So that goes on there. Then we have 2 little posts for it to go on. And then these are the screws for those. Oh, there's flathead screws. I detest flathead screws. How many have we got? 6. Why do flathead screws exist? What have we got for these? They're posies. And they're posies. So that's got screws for that. You know what? I have extra screws in there. I'm going to use posi screws. I hate flathead screws. So, these we want in there. Like that. That goes like that. That goes against there. But then, not that I'm OCD or anything, that bit doesn't matter, but I want it in the middle. So it's 26 and 26. Wow. 25 and a half. I couldn't have guessed that better of a drive. So cool. So those are just inside there. We'll mark that there. Cool. That's for the first one of those. I think it says do those first. Yeah. Put that in first, and then otherwise you'd be hunting around trying to find the position of them. Lift it up slightly, give that a good push. Okay, one. Check it straight. Awesome. Then put that there. Put that there. Straighten those up a little bit. Get away from the edge and try and lift it off without moving them. Let's put that one there. One, let's just try that one. Lovely. Just in case I've got to move it. And this one goes back in there, goes in there. Just moved it slightly that way. There we go. Sort of our big head being in the way there. And push a screw in. One. Two. So hopefully they then, or I might just missed. This is why you try everything 15 times. What have I done wrong there? Let's try that again. Right, put that on that one. Put that on that one. There we go. Just going to put one in this time, just in case it disagrees with me again. There we go. So it takes into account the fact that it's got to bend over that one. I think I might have to move that one now. I have got to move that one. So in hindsight, when I do the other one, do the nearest one first. It's no biggie. Yay! So for next time, put one screw in, dry it, and then try it again. Cool. Pleased with that. And now, window lock. Okay, so window catch. I've got screws in my pocket. I've got 2 catches. Now, unless they've missed one from the other pack, then I don't know why. So we'll put that safe. So in theory, this goes on the outside here, this then goes on here, and then the 2 meet. So, the question is, 1, where do I need it? And 2, which bit does that actually go in? Dropped it. I think it gives you 2 options. You've got a hole there and a hole there, which is a little bit peculiar. So if we do that, okay, so it goes that way around, on there. Cool. So we want this halfway up the window, really, don't we? So this has got a bevel on the outside and the latch, and then that's flat. So that goes on the inside of the edge there. And then it means that when it's closed, the screws are covered up, and it looks a bit nicer, but that then brings the catch away. So there's my mark. I am going to just literally move it a tiny touch away from the edge, just so that it doesn't catch. Push it in hard. Find my drill. Where's my drill? There it is. Just check that's not moved. There we go. Not put it fully in. Get the other one. Go, push it in. Right, hold it straight. Sorry if I got my back to you. There we go. Tiny bit wonky. Fine. I can cope with a certain amount of wonkiness. So that goes on there, and it covers over the screws. Weird key. Very stiff. One thing I was just worried about, that whether they open one way or not. They don't. It's cool. It's quite a good lock actually. That locks into there. So close it again. Close the window. Got my pencil, so put that on there, getting it nice and straight. Do myself a pretty little hole. Can't get to the other one because it's in the way. The actual lock's in the way, so I can bring it out. I can open it up. Cool. So let's just put 1 screw in. So while it's open, 1 screw in. Hold it vaguely straight, vaguely central. There we go. Now open the window so I can get to it. Make sure that's even. Another screw. I'll do this from the outside so I can reach it. Come on. That's where you need octopus hands. Awesome. There we go. So, oh yes, put that on there, that on there, job done. Secure window. So there we have one secure window with an adjustment on it. Awesome. Very pleased with that. Close it up again. Put that on there. Close that. Lock it. Easy peasy. So that's the window done. Got to put the glazing in, but don't want to do that yet because I want to get a lick of paint on this first. But while I'm at it, I'm going to go and do the other one. So back in a minute. And while I'm at it, if you're liking this video, albeit a bit long-winded, like and subscribe. There's tons more. This whole project from the base all the way up to putting the windows in and the doors. Once this is done, I've got to do all the rest. I've got to put electric in here. I've got to put lighting in here, tables. So if you're liking what you're watching, like and subscribe. Amazing people watch these videos and don't subscribe and don't like the videos. Lots of views. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button below it, hit the little bell so you get notified, and there's going to be a whole playlist of this. While I'm recording this one, I'm about 4 into it. I have so many recordings, and there's going to be a whole playlist on every single bit. You haven't got to watch the lot. I've got chapters for each bit. Fast forward. If I'm waffling, fast forward to the next bit. Look at the next one, but hopefully you'll get some information from it, because I'm a complete novice at this, and I'm trying to figure stuff out, and I'm getting stuff wrong. I got that bit wrong with the hinges. Got it right in the end. I figured it out. So hopefully by watching this first, if you're ever doing one of these or something similar, then you'll get some tips from me. But also I'm just recording what I want to see in the future, so cool. So that's one window done. I'm going to go and do another one. Back in a minute. But hit that, hit it, like, subscribe, bell, tick it. Thank you. You'll have to bear with me. The sound of rain and hail is quite strong. So hopefully we'll be all right. Anyway, windows done, apart from the glazing part. That'll be in a minute once I've painted them. So now it's the actual doors. It's practically the same thing. I've got all of the hardware laid out on my little bench here. I've got the hinges. I've got latches to keep the door shut on the one side. I've got the actual door lock for the door, and I've got door handles to go on the door as well. Now, ideally, I wanted this door to be the opening one and that one to be the shut one. It doesn't quite work like that because the way it's cut out, there is a specific way for the locks to go in, and it is actually not universal, so you can't flip it so I could go around. So also, I'm not going to make the mistake I made on the other ones, is remember we want the beading on the outside. So these are the way around I want them. So this door has got the opening for the actual lock. This door's got a cut out for all the mortise and everything to go in. So watch out, because you could quite easily get this, especially this one, quite easily get it the wrong way around because you want the opening side on the inside. So I want my hinges on the outside here, I want my hinges on the outside there, and instead of 2, now I've got 3. But it's the same 150mm from the top, 150mm from the bottom, and 1 in the middle. So that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark these out, get the actual hinges on the inside, and then we'll get it sorted. So it's absolutely tipping it down out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these around so I can work on them on the inside. I've just got to remember now, because this is now in theory the wrong way around. Don't knock some nails over. So I want my hinges on this side here. So tape measure, I want 150mm from the top. 150. And my light's just gone off. Ah, it's not too dark anyway. I was just lighting it so you could see me a little bit better. I need 150mm from the bottom. This tape measure's filthy. Really need to clean it. 150mm. £150mm. And then the whole door is 1870. 1870. Yeah. Siri, half of 1870.
The answer is 935.
So 935, which is 935. Cool. So as per last time, I've put these together. I've all got them similar sort of distance there. So these need to go on now. So I need my drill. So each one, now the lesson I learnt from the other one is it says put it flush against the edge, but that gave me no adjustment. So these ones, I am going to put almost flush against the edge, but then the outside one, I'm going to move in a little bit more. If it's too much, I can see why. Then as the doors move, they're moving more against each other and they'll catch on each other. But too close and it's not going to fit. So, and there's no adjustment. No adjustment. So what's the point in that? So where's my mark? There it is. A little bit taller this is. Better screw out. This is where you need hands of an octopus. Screw it in the middle. Can I reach my screwdriver? Only just. Once you've got one started, the rest are easy. There we go. So once you've got one in, you can bung the others in. One. No, I need for you to watch this. I'll be back in a minute. The batteries went flat, typical, but I thought I'd get busy with the paintbrush while that was charging because, well, what's worse, one step worse than watching paint dry is watching paint go on in the first place. Disaster averted. Okay, so on this little lock, it has got a right way up and a right way around. Keys at the bottom, locks at the top, so I want it in the door like that, because then the latch can skim past and go into there. It was the other way around, but in here there's a little screw to undo there, and then you can pop it out with a screwdriver, swap it round and put it back in again. But nowhere on the box does it actually mention that you can do that. So it was a bit of a panic because I put it in there what I thought was the right way around and it didn't fit. So let's try that again. Now while I was at it, this is actually only held in. Actually it isn't held in. What is it held in with? That's not the screw for that. It doesn't actually come with any screws. So is it just held in with the fact that it's got a door handle on it? Because it has got a thing there, but that's, you wouldn't get a screw in that. All right, let's try it. I'm not convinced. But there we go, so that does now actually fit in there. Phew! Ah, here we go. Big screws. Do you reckon that's for there? I found some big fast screws with bigger heads. Okay, these are better. So, does that go in there? No, because that just goes into the screw. And that's not big enough for that. Weird. But, while I'm at it, I'll swap these two out. Because they are the right ones. Might as well do it right, hadn't we? Because it's a much bigger screw head. Oh yes, much better. Bit wonky, but I'll do. One thing I have done with door handles before is put them on like that by mistake. Remember, handles faced inwards. So, put it in that way, feather that through there. And that one through there. Cool. I'm going to put the key in to make sure it's straight. Where's the key? So I'm trying this now. Doesn't reach. Go. Same on this side. One advantage of me not putting the glass in yet is I can do that. Cool. Last one. Cool. So hopefully that's in place. Oops. I need to put the catch on this door first, but there we go. Cool. Awesome. So now, last on my list is I've got 2 catches to keep this door shut where it should be. And we need a drill for this one. Yep, so I just go in the middle of here on this side. So put the bolt on first, and then the catch. Sorry, the catch on first, yeah, the bolt, and then the hole for it. Need to drill a hole down. Cool. That I can do. So, just got a simple slide down bolt catch. So there's going to be one on the top, one on the bottom. The screws it's come with though are about 4 millimeters long, so it's got to actually hold the door. I'm going to use a slightly bigger screw because I have some left over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on first. Just going to be one here. I can't quite put it in the middle because there's a screw there. In fact, I could probably just screw that in a bit further. And then so one there and one there. Same on the bottom. See if we can modify this screw first. There we go. It's recessed enough now. So this I want that. Yeah, lots more secure. No point having a bolt that's just going to rip off as soon as the wind blows and catches the door, or you knock into it. It doesn't look quite so pretty, but I don't think anyone's going to be looking at the door like that. Well, the fact the door's slightly wonky. Cool. So, I've got my acrylic sheet. It's only, what, 2.5 mil thick, 2 mil thick, thin acrylic. It's all I could afford when I ordered the shed. The options for going heavier than this were really expensive, so I'm going to look at ordering something separate later on. I'm not even going to take the plastic off these. All I'm going to do is put them in. So I've got these sheets. Now they now go in, hopefully, which is where it's getting a bit dark. Oh, it fits in there quite nice. So they go in there, and they're actually not too bad. And then I've got my little edges to hold them in. So I'm going to knock these in just with a few pins. I'm not even going to put the pins all the way in to hold them in place. Then we're weather tight, and we're doing so. It's towards the end of the day. I'm going to rush through these. I'm probably not going to record it. I'll come back to it next time because my batteries are going flat. I'm running out of daylight. I'm running out of light on here. So anyway, so if you like this, like and subscribe. In the next video, you should see these complete, and I'll have come up with a solution for replacing them maybe. So I'm going to put the 2 windows in, the 2 doors in. It's just a bigger version of the same thing. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please. Follow me. There's a big playlist of everything to do with this workshop, putting it together. So thanks for watching. This has been rather a long video, but this has been quite complicated. So I'm quite pleased with the results, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm just going to get the hammer and see how long this camera lasts. So let's put one of these in. Well, with the very last bit of battery power and the very last bit of mic power, there we go. Left the sheeting on just to cover it, but these are in. I have a weather-tight-ish room. See you in the next episode. Whew. It's getting really dark. See you later.